What's up, PPW Nation? Big Sean Kramars. Paul Bowe is on the pre-show this month. Welcome to your very first pre-show, the king of PPW.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but let's just say, until you piss me off, we'll see how long I last here.
You're going to be here all night long. You're not going anywhere. You got Tom Mitchell here. Why would you?
Hey, that's a good part. We got Tom Mitchell here. I got Alexander Bravado here, too, to my immediate right.
Why don't we bring him on screen?
Let's see if we can real quick. Real quick. Just real quick. Get on screen.
We gotta have. We have to.
He said his hair's wet.
Oh, that's a poor excuse.
And I am outside on the deck on the Chateau de Beau.
Chateau de Beau. I heard wild parties happen there that you probably are legendary for generations.
Yeah, we're going to bring Scott Schindler over later, and we're going to have a barbecue.
All right, just make sure you keep the lady wrestlers away, or else we might have an issue. Oh, my goodness. So we have task in hand. We have business. This Saturday, it's finally time to get back together with the PPW Nation. We're rolling in strong after a string of amazing shows. We're back with Never Back Down this Saturday at the Signature Training Academy.
Absolutely, never back down this Saturday night. As you said, Signature Training Academy. Tickets still available at ppwwrestling.com/shop. And, well, speaking of the event, let's start off with some matches. How about we start with a ladder match to kick things off? We got Fox Vineyard, the PPW television champion, defending against Andy Header in a feud that's been stretching for, well, practically ever since we returned here at PPW. Guys, this is the culmination of months and months of animosity between these two men.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've seen that Andy Header still hasn't, to me, quite frankly, he hasn't been the same since he lost his championship. And Saturday's an opportunity for him to change his fortunes and get back what he still feels is rightfully his. Paul Bowe, does Andy Header have what it takes? Is he ready for what Fox Vineyard is going to bring to the ring this Saturday?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that Andy's always going to be ready for a fight. The problem in this match I see as the wild card is Joseph B. Davis III. I mean, you got to keep a set of eyes on him. You got that ladder, and it doesn't mean a pinfall or submission in this match. It doesn't matter. You got to climb that ladder and grab that belt, and whoever gets it first will be the PPW television champion. And I think Andy Header, I'm going to go a little ahead of you guys here. I'm going to make my prediction. Andy Header, I think, comes out with that belt. I mean, he had a big win last month with Colt Cabana as his tag team partner, and I really think he's rolling downhill. And like they said, a rolling stone gathers no moss, and Header's going to be really tough to stop.
Yeah, for sure. The train rolls on with Andy Header for sure. See, Tom and I are gonna take it easy on you, Paul, but you broke the cardinal rule of the pre-show. We do not talk about Joseph B. Davis III here on the pre-show.
Oh, that's fine with me.
He's banned. He's banned.
The man who gets dressed in front of a mirror that he only can see.
Oh, my goodness.
There's
There's one-of-a-kind mirror for sure. Tell me, one of my favorite moments last month was watching that elbow smash off of Davis's forehead 2 to 3 times on the replay. And, folks, you got to check that out. It's coming to Fight TV real soon. Stay tuned for the date. You saw the highlight video beforehand. But, man, Joseph Davis getting elbowed by Colt Cabana may be the highlight of the year for PPW.
It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, the only person I could think better to take an elbow would be you.
Well, we all know that is not going to happen. I have a no contact clause in my contract.
Story of his personal life too, Mitch.
Hey, just ask my wife; she'll tell you all about it.
We're still talking about wrestling here, guys.
Yeah, this is a fun pre-show. We're going off the rails, and that's where we belong. That's what we always.
Hey, you guys asked me to come on. I can't promise you it's going to be anything.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. We've been asking you to come on since we started doing these things. You're always too busy for us, but tonight he came in with the B Squad and made it the A show. Oh, my goodness. So, Tom Mitchell, give me some insight on this contest. You know, there's a lot on the line for Andy Header, but at the same time, there's really just as much on the line for Fox Vineyard. He hasn't been TV champion for all that long. He's still looking to prove a point. Still fresh in this relationship with Joseph B. Davis III. Still a lot to prove for Vineyard as well. I mean, what's your angle going into this contest? Who do you see coming out on top, and what do you think Andy Header has to do to be that guy?
I think the big thing for me coming to this contest is just watching Fox Vineyard try to gather his sins men and try to make them a very formidable group here in PPW. Fox Vineyard's done his part. He's the PPW television champion. Granted, that was with the help of his buddies in Sins, but he's ran into some obstacles with the rest of the group. And Joseph B. Davis III, I hate to mention his name, but he needs to be on his A game as well. You're going to see him being very resourceful in this match. You don't just climb a ladder. You can use it as a weapon. You can use it really in a variety of ways. But at the end of the match, I do think that Fox Vineyard is going to win this contest. Paul, I'm going to go against you. I just think that Joseph B. Davis III at ringside is a little bit too much for Andy Header to overcome, even though Andy's very resilient.
Just remember one thing, Mitch. Sins, there's some dissension in the ranks. They got some injuries. Isaac Rule out, injury long-term. Mad Dog, injured, out long-term. Brad DeMaio, not there. Pinhat, not there. Timothy Theory will be there. Sins has a thin staff there, so be careful there. Header will have the crowd behind him, and I think that's going to be enough adrenaline there for him to climb that ladder rung by rung and pull that belt down from the rafters and hoist it high in the air. But we'll see.
He's been waiting for the opportunity, and Paul Bowe is right. We will see, and the only way that you can be the first to know who is the WYLN TV champion at the close of the night is to be there yourself. Tickets are available right now, ppwwrestling.com/shop. Make sure you get theirs, because Paul tells me they're flying, right?
Hey, and we still got some front row seats left. So that if you want to ever sit in the front row, they're never available for PPW. Take advantage of it. We got about a handful left. Get on the website, order your front row seats, and be up close and personal to a guy like Tom Mitchell.
Hey, that's the best seat in the house, no doubt about it. But I just have to say, like, I'm going to go with Tom Mitchell on this one. I think Fox Vineyard retains his WYLN TV championship. The numbers game's a big deal. Now, Andy Header, don't get me wrong, he's very well liked among the PPW locker room, but Sins, like Tom mentioned, they run in numbers, massive numbers. I don't know that anybody's going to want to get involved. There's not a lot of reward involved, especially with that pack mentality that Sins exhibits. So Andy Header is going to have a hard time, and it is no disqualification. So you said a lot of those guys aren't there, but that doesn't mean Joe Davis can't be a thorn in Header's side. And that's, at the end of the day, that might be just way too much to overcome for serious business, Andy Header. So my prediction is Fox Vineyard retains.
Well, Paul, looks like we're 2-1 against you, but moving on, you want to talk about up close and personal. How you get up close and personal with two heavyweights? We got former Impact World Champion Moose going one-on-one with Alpha Jr. This is just a heavyweight clash. Two titans colliding for the first time ever. Sean, where do you even start when you see two men of this size in the ring with each other?
I'll tell you where I'm going to start, and I'm gonna talk to Alpha directly right here, because him and also Mr. Moose have a propensity to destroy everything that's in the arena, whether it be chairs, whether it be Papa Russ, whether it be my table. Guys, I'm just going to put my hands up. I'm going to come up real close in the praying position here. Please, please, please do not destroy my equipment Saturday night. And the reason I say that is this match is going to be utter madness. These two men are going to beat the living hell out of each other. And I really, really, really hope that Tony and the PPW crew and all management here, I hope you paid a welder to come out and strengthen all the welds on this ring before this match. This is madness. This is a pay-per-view caliber contest, and that's why we're on Fight TV. Matches like this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I compare this match to two buffaloes meeting at the water hole for the fight for supremacy. I mean, Moose was here last time and wrestled Mike Orlando, and the chops were heard, up to Saylorsburg down there on Route 33. But, Off is a beast here. He's a fan favorite, and he's going to have his hands full with Moose. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a clash. Like I said, you're not going to see anything fancy in this match. It's going to be an old-fashioned beatdown.
Yeah, and the men throwing the blows are two of the best strikers in the industry as far as pure impact and pure pain. This is one that you're going to want to be a part of for sure, especially if you're into those heavy-hitting contests. You're into those hoss fights. I'll tell you what, this may be the biggest hoss fight we've had in PPW. And, like I said, the only way to be there, the only way to see this firsthand and not have to wait for it to come to Fight TV a few weeks later is to be there in person in Broadheadsville. The Signature Training Academy is the place to be. Get those tickets right now. We want to see each and every one of you Saturday night. And, a point I always like to bring up when I get to the ticket pitch here is I want to remind everybody that before the show, doors open at 4:30, and that's meet and greet time. So what you can do at the meet and greet is hang out with all of your PPW favorites, including the big stars that are going to be there tonight outside of your normal PPW favorites. If you ever wanted a chance to interact with some of your heroes or some of your favorites, I'll tell you what, the Signature Training Academy is the place to do that. The most family-friendly wrestling environment that you'll come across in the world is in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, and we would love to show you why it's the best family destination in maybe the Northeast.
And Sean, also, to piggyback off that, tell them exactly what they can do at the meet and greet. We have brand new PPW T-shirts that are coming out. We only got a couple dozen of them, so first come, first serve. They are going to be hotter than pepperoni on the 4th of July. They will be available at the door. And also, our signature Spotlight Series trading cards. Card number 1, Danny Moe, is almost sold out. We have a few of them left. And Bro Keller is going to be card number 2. We got a handful of them left, too. They are going to be on sale. They are autographed. They are in a collectible envelope. And there's going to be 12 in the set. So you want to get there early, get your cards, get your shirt, get your autographs, and most importantly, get your tickets for the event coming on that night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can see on the screen right now, folks, this sketch is incredible. PPW has been working in conjunction with the Nerdy Buffalo, and these sketches get better every month, and we've got some special stuff planned. But the fact that these are limited 250 means that they're a hot item, and once they're gone, they're gone. I've been told that we're not printing anymore under any circumstance. So
they're limited to 50, big guy, not 250.
Oh, I said 50. I said 50.
You said 250.
I said limited 250.
Well, you can tell me you can take that as 250.
I'm taking Sean's side on this one. I heard limited 250. I'm sorry.
Well,
Paul,
I used to like you.
We don't want to have any false advertising on the show.
I used to like you. You became a big-time reporter.
He's got no words.
He's got to be careful, though.
He's got a nice haircut, though. Mitch's got a good haircut.
Always looking fancy, always looking dapper. You never know what this suit coat's going to entail every month, but it's something different.
I sent him a couple ideas. I sent him a couple ideas the other day. That would be great if he wore one of them.
Can we get a preview?
No.
Oh, man.
I don't think you want to show that.
No. Well, we got to.
And I'm drinking iced tea just so everybody knows it's brisk, in case anybody gets any kind of misconceptions.
Yeah,
brisk iced tea.
That's emptied out brisk replaced with Long Island. Let's be honest.
No.
But we got business, boys. We'll start with Paul Bowe. What's your take on this Moose and Alpha match? Who's going out? Who's coming over? Who's going to come out on top in this massive bull showdown?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I think, and I'm going to take an easy way out of this one, whoever makes the first mistake will be a cardinal sin, and probably that's whoever's going to get that advantage there will probably have their hand held high. I'm going to go with Alpha on this one on his home turf, just for the home field advantage. If it was a football game, he'd be -3. As we'll get Coach Nick on there later for the lines, but I'll take Alpha in the home field advantage over Moose.
Couldn't have said it better myself as far as the mistake thing. These guys are dead even as far as ability in the ring for sure. Alpha's got a slight experience edge. I think that's a factor in the outcome of this contest too. I'm siding with you on this one, Paul. I think the Samoan Storm Alpha Jr. is going to continue his unbelievable tear in PPW. And when I say unbelievable, my thoughts on that are since we've been back, since the return, Alpha's been the most dominant force in the company. And this would be a huge feather in his cap, a huge notch on his belt if he can knock down a former Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion in Moose. And it might just be his night.
Guys, I'm going to have to agree with you here. There's one word, a buzzword for me, really, momentum. Alpha Jr. last month, fresh off a victory over Brian Johnson, Big Damo. He has never been hotter, which is saying a lot for Alpha because this is a man who's been on top of PPW ever since we came back. So I think that the Alpha trains to keep rolling. Moose, a very formidable opponent. As you guys mentioned, this would be a very close contest, but Alpha's just on top of his game right now. It's hard to see him slowing down anytime soon.
There you have it. Everybody agrees that's a rarity on this show for sure, no matter who's in that third spot. So we have to relish
I'll make sure we
moments.
rock the boat on the next one.
You would. It's probably like your main goal, isn't it?
Just call us Ascension, but
no comment.
Speaking of the next one, how about we get to some action, guys? Action Andretti going one-on-one with former NXT star Zachary Wentz. Man, as soon as Zachary Wentz was announced for the show, personally, I was just like, give him Andretti. And now I get the match that I personally want to see, and I know all of the PPW Nation wants to see. Just two very skilled high flyers going at it, and a match that could steal a show on any card, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, Paul Bowe said it best, and I'll defer to him on this. He said you better have that air traffic control on call and in the booth for this one. Paul, Could this be match of the year in PPW?
I mean, it certainly can be. I mean, if last month wasn't enough, Action Andretti and Rich Swann went almost 30 minutes. I mean, they were going at it like they say, like a dentist and a carpenter, tooth and nail, and they were exchanging blows left and right. And in the end, Andretti came out on top. But I mean, Zach Wentz, Nash Carter, we've seen this kid around on Impact. We've seen him on NXT. I mean, and Action Andretti, one of the hottest and up-and-coming stars, wrestling all over the country, not just here in PPW. And keep an eye on him. This is my pick for match of the night. And I mean, it's a toss-up. Again, just like Offa and Moose, I feel it's a toss-up. I'm going with Zach Wentz in this one. I'm going to go with the experience, and I'm going to think he's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat there, so to say, and he's going to upset Andretti. I still think that'll be an upset here because I think everybody's pulling for Andretti in the PPW Nation, and I think Wentz is going to maybe derail the train a little bit because Andretti's like a freight train. He's going and going and going, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's I think a potential, like I said, for match of the year at PPW. But there's an interesting thing that you really have to think about with Zachary Wentz. I mean, this kid is going to come into this contest with the biggest chip on his shoulder, maybe of anybody we've seen come through the doors of the Signature Training Academy this year. He's not happy with the way things ended, and he's looking to show that that there's a mistake made here, and he's looking to come out and really impress. And I can't think of a better guy to do that with than Action Andretti. Now, you mentioned Action Andretti as being, the favorite, and people are going to be pulling for within the PPW Nation. That's because Action Andretti has proven that he is, the future of this organization, and a lot of people wouldn't argue against that point. But I don't know that any of that's going to matter in a contest where Zach Wentz can have a chip the size of the state of Delaware on his shoulder. And that's going to be a very tough scenario for Action Andretti. As much as I think Action Andretti is our brightest star for the future, it's not going to be enough. I think Zach Wentz is going to pull off a big win here and really establish himself on the independents again.
Man, no love for the hometown kid, man. Not even hometown, but the local kid, Action Andretti, man. He's the guy around here. He's the future. You guys both touched upon it. Zachary Wentz, don't get me wrong, former NXT Tag Team Champion. Like, he's extremely talented. Of course, we all know that. Like, there's a reason he was with the WWE and whatnot, and Impact. But Action Andretti, I truly think, is up next. And following his winner, Rich Swann, last month, I think he just continues it. Andretti has just been an incredible tear ever since he arrived here in PPW, and it's just going to continue this month. Zachary Wentz, it's going to give him a hell of a contest, but in the end, Andretti's coming out with his arm raised.
Well, I guess he rocked the boat, not us.
Well, that's all right. Hey, listen, if I picked football games, I might be the worst handicapper in the world. So anything I say, if you're going to bet on it, Vegas line, go against what I have to say then.
Well, there you have it. Free advice from the man himself.
But I'm pretty good at fantasy, I can tell you that. Yeah, football, that is. Football.
This contest, like, it's I can't say enough about it. This is going to be like a fight showcase contest. This is going to be a contest that they're going to show in their highlight videos. Man, and the only way to be a part of stuff like this, I mean, this is a first time ever contest for sure. Man, both of these guys are going places. Zach Wentz is going to get back to the top, and actually Andretti's on a fast track there himself. The only way to see this kind of contest happen before you can see it somewhere else on the main stage is to be in the Signature Training Academy. And that's one of the coolest parts about PPW. Management here strives to bring, like Tom Mitchell said, the guys who are up next. And this is a contest that's going to show that through and through. So get your tickets. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, speaking of up next, how about we talk about what's up now? The PPW Heavyweight Champion, Bro Keller, defending his title once again against Facade. Facade, as we know, had that knee injury. But Bro Keller, ever since we returned, has yet to lose, and hence why he's the champion. This is just two men with a ton of momentum behind them, clashing for the biggest prize here at PPW.
Is Bro Keller 100% though? I mean, we saw what happened last month. He was brutally assaulted at his home, on the way to a training session, and I heard he's still hurting from that. Is he going to be 100%? And you're in a contest with a guy like Facade. If you're not 100%, Facade's going to take advantage. He's a wily veteran, guy that's done almost everything there is to do on the independent level. Man, this is the first time on one of these pre-shows where I can say that I'm seriously afraid for Bro Keller's championship reign.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Facade here. I mean, right before COVID happened, he was in line for a title match, Mitch. He was in line for a title match. Then again, he was in line for a title match, and he got hurt. So could this be the third time the charm that Bro Keller is finally, he's been always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You get to that dance. Is it time now for him to take that next step forward and crown himself the PPW champion at Bro Keller's expense? Like Sean said, he might not be 100%. We saw that beating. We still don't know who did it. We saw the footage. He was getting out of his car. No one has come forward to claim responsibility for it. I have my ideas who I think it could be, but that's for a story for another day. But like Sean said, is Keller 100%? That is the big question that will be answered Saturday night.
Yep, and the only way to be there and the only way to see it is to grab a ticket. ppwwrestling.com/shop is the place to do that. Will Bro Keller continue this monumental run as PPW heavyweight champion? Man, I'll tell you what, I sure hope so. The Bro Show has been so refreshing, and we've seen it catch so much steam, and we've seen the PPW Nation fall in love with Bro Keller over this championship reign. And, somebody that wrestles with the honor that Bro Keller does, and the guy that has the heart and the fortitude the way that Bro Keller does, is a guy that you want to see succeed and a guy that you want to see have opportunity after opportunity. So, I have to pick Facade. I hate to break it. I have to pick Facade. I really hope that I'm not right on that one. As much as I love Facade, man, it's just not time for the Bro Show to end.
No, Sean, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm nervous about Bro, man. I really am. Like you mentioned, just that brutal assault at his own home. He wasn't in the ring or anything. He was just casually, who knows where he was going, but the thing is, just trying to get in his car. Next thing you know, he gets jumped. What does that do to your psyche when something like that happens? So I just don't know exactly what physical condition or mental condition Bro's in, and Facade's at the top of his game. Sean, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think it's Facade's time to rise to the top of PPW.
And that'll make a lot of people happy.
Not so fast, young Mitchell. Not so fast. I'm going to make the prediction. My turn. Sean, you made yours. Mitch, you made yours. I'm going to go with Bro Keller. And all things aside, two of my favorite guys outside the ring, Bro Keller and Facade, two great guys. You're going to see a clean match. You're going to see a match with a lot of respect for each other. They're going to put on a clinic for you guys. But I think in the end, somehow, some way, Keller is going to have his hand raised. He's going to retain that title. But how much damage will be done going forward to our next event on July 16th, Home of the Brave?
That's the $1 million question right there. And, when you mention that, if Bro Keller does get past this Facade challenge, you have to think of all of the stuff that he's been through during this championship reign. In addition, he suffered from pneumonia. He's had a couple of injuries and just a couple of really bad dark STG run-ins, too, in the process. And this kid's fought for every inch of this championship reign. And you got to wonder how much gas could be in the tank. That's just really what it boils down to.
Hey, I'm going to ask the $1 million question since, Sean, you're going to tiptoe around this. And I'm going to ask you, this is a game of Clue. Who did it? Was it Freddie Akers in the conservatory?
Could have been.
With the pizza cutter? Who did it?
It's impossible to kind of pinpoint who could have done it. It's not when you have the PPW Heavyweight Championship as part of the picture, you can't really look at psyches because everybody wants a piece of that championship. And there's so many names that come to mind. I mean, could it be Davey Richards? He's got that briefcase. Is he capable of something like that? Could it be the McIntyre?
How about Deshaun Pratt? We haven't seen Deshaun Pratt in how long?
It's been a long time. Deshaun Pratt got hurt. He's been back. He's been itching to get back into PPW, and he was another guy that was just doing big things prior to his injury too. So that's the thing. How can you predict it? There's so many people that you can give a good motive and have a reason to attack Bro Keller in this fashion. It's going to be one of the mysteries. Let's see if anybody's man enough to come forward and admit to responsibility here.
Mitch, you have all the backstage connections. What do you think? What are you hearing? Any buzzing in the beehive?
So what I'm hearing, this is all speculation. Nothing's set in stone. But I know that Championship Material was a little upset that they were not front and center the past few posters. They have a reason. Joey Martinez has plenty of history with Bro Keller. Just like I said, pure speculation. That's just the first name that comes to mind. You don't know who it could be, though. It could be Richard Holiday. Richard Holiday, he's been around. He's been itching to get into championship contention. There's a variety of guys. It could be Andretti. There's Griffin McCoy. There's so many people. There's so many names here, and all of them want to be the champion. Anybody has a motive, really.
Yo, Tom Mitchell, John Martinsky wants to know if it was you. Was it you?
Me?
Was it you?
I'm just trying to go back around backstage, trying to figure out who did it. It was not me. No, John, I can tell you. I'll look you in the camera.
Just
and say,
remember,
no, it was not me.
That pit bull lookalike, Ruta, that little weasel, hasn't been seen in a couple months.
Whoa. You take it easy when you talk about Ruta. Ruta is the picture of success here in PPW.
There's usually fire. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah, but the man is successful. The man has put his team on the map. Championship material came out of nowhere, and they are now the PPW World Tag Team Champions, and that's because of the tutelage of Ruta.
Sean, why don't we talk a little bit?
All right.
Why don't we talk a little bit about championship material? And I think Mitch has something to share about championship material, Mitch. So why don't we just break that right now? What you're going to be doing? With your segment.
All right. I guess we'll break it. Breaking news right here on the pre-show. The Mitchell Minute will debut here at Never Back Down. And, hey, very first guest, championship material. I'm going to ask him all the tough questions. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this because I have my suspicions about the Bro Color situation. So if you guys have any questions you want me to ask them, feel free to shoot them in the comments, and I will get to them, and I'm going to get these answers.
So the Mitchell Minute. So what exactly happens during a Mitchell Minute, Tom Mitchell?
So the Mitchell Minute, basically, I'm going to put championship material on the hot seat where they're just going to be asked questions after question after question. What's going on? How did they become champions? Why the connection to Mr. Ruta? All these things, man. It's just, and really, whatever the PPW Nation wants to know, I'm going to ask them. I'm not afraid to get in the way and get the tough questions answered. So that's what the Mitchell Minute is. I hope championship material is ready because I know I certainly am. And I have a list of questions I'm ready to ask them.
So you have the courage to look those two in the eye and ask them the things that need to be asked. You're giving us your word on that.
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to ask them whatever because I have a lot of questions about just the formation of the team, their alliance for Ruta, man. There's a lot that I want to know, and I'm sure the PPW Nation wants to know about championship
Well, Tom
material.
Mitchell, there's one rule going into this Mitchell Minute, and you got to mark this on your board and make sure you remember it. You make sure you show Ruta some respect, and you make sure you show championship material some respect because they are the gold standard in PPW, and they deserve everybody's respect.
Well, absolutely. They're champions for a reason, but there are plenty of questions that need to be asked, and I'm just going to do my due diligence as a reporter to get to the bottom of said questions.
Paul Bowe, did you feed him questions?
Who's that?
Did you feed Tom Mitchell questions for this Mitchell Minute?
No, I just found out about it. Hey, he's replacing For the Record with Paul Bowe. We used to do a segment years ago. Tom Mitchell's my apprentice. He takes over now.
What about the Faxed with Fast Freddy? When's that make its debut?
When he sues Spirit in court or whatever he's doing.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
Tell me about it.
Well, the Mitchell Minute is going to be something to look forward to for sure. And, like you said, there's tough questions to be asked. It'll be very curious to see what Ruta and championship material will have to say. And what's more curious to me is, will Tom Mitchell ask the questions? I want to believe that you will, but I have to be there to see it myself. And, folks, so do you. So, because it's obligatory after every segment ends. You got to get your tickets. Do it right now, ppwwrestling.com/shop. And while you're there, grab that new T-shirt Paul Bowe mentioned and get the Bro Keller Series card, the limited edition one. And also, from what I understand, some of the Series 2 trading cards, there's not very many left of those either, are there?
Not very many left, but there still is under 10 left.
Under 10. Wow. That means get them now. But get them.
And you must be doing something, Sean. You must be doing something right. We just got an order in right now. I just got it on my phone. Someone bought 2 tickets. There you go.
Let's make it happen.
Must be your charming voice.
Probably.
Must be your charming voice.
And you want to know why there's under 10 sets of those Series 2 cards left, right? Because, just in case anybody forgot, if you want to find, there's a Paul Bowe one and a Tom Mitchell one too, but you could get my card in the set. And you know you want it. I'll even sign it for you. All right, please don't return your sets. There's no returns. There's no refunds. That's a very strict policy.
There's no returns. No returns.
All right, let's get back to the wrestling here, guys. Let's get back to some top guys. Actually, the top guy here at PPW, Griffin McCoy, going 1-1 against the returning Killian McMurphy. We haven't seen Killian, well, since last June at the return show, and Griffin McCoy, off a tough loss in the four-way involving Facade, Sean Maluda, and Chris Bay, looks to rebound here. And Killian McMurphy, he's a guy who's been all over the country. And so this should just be a great match between two hot rising prospects here in independent wrestling.
Yeah, that's a match that a lot of people will want to see. And we haven't seen Killian McMurphy in quite some time. And that's the thing. He had a track record in PPW, and the Killian McMurphy we last saw was a lot different than the Killian McMurphy that exists nowadays. So I think the PPW Nation's in for a surprise. I watched the Shamrock Shooter in action this Saturday night, and I was really impressed, with where he's at physically and in the ring. But equally impressive is the top guy, Griffin McCoy. You've heard the things I've had to say about Griffin in recent months on this show. I think this is another guy that could be up next for sure. And this contest has the potential to be one of those matches you didn't expect to steal the show, but just may do so. I'm excited to see Griffin McCoy back in a PPW ring. He's been a great fixture around here lately, and this is a guy that has an upside that you have to measure in length of football fields as opposed to inches.
Yeah, you want to talk a guy who looks the part, talks the part, and wrestles the part. Top guy, Griffin McCoy, checks all those boxes for me. But as you mentioned, Killian McMurphy, absolutely no slouch, and he's a whole different beast than what he was here about a year ago, last time he was here in PPW. So Griffin McCoy better be on his A game if he wants to emerge with a victory against Killian McMurphy.
Do you think he's got what it takes?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say Griffin has what it takes this month.
Is that your prediction?
I'm gonna go with Griffin. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on it, but I do think Griffin is gonna pick up the victory here against Killian McMurphy. But I would not be shocked if Killian won, because Killian's a very game competitor. I don't want to undersell that.
Yeah, game competitor and a wily veteran, no doubt about it. It's gonna be a good contest, but I'm gonna agree with Tom Mitchell on this one. I'm taking the top guy, Griffin McCoy, and I look for the rest of 2022 to be a banner year for the top guy, Griffin McCoy, here in Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling and beyond. Yeah, so I think we're seeing that happen in his placement in that contest he was in last month, that absolute classic, that four-way contest. Just shows how far he's come in the ranks of PPW. And if he starts picking up wins and starts establishing himself on the other side of things, who knows what the rest of this year will hold for Griffin McCoy. Could hold gold. I mean, the future's endless. Paul Bull, what do you think of Griffin McCoy?
I love Griffin McCoy. I'm one of the people that were very instrumental in getting him in PPW. I see him wrestling main events all over the East Coast. He's been in high-profile matches, and he's getting his traction in PPW. Got off to a slow start. Fans didn't know how to take him. They didn't know if they liked him, if they disliked him, and he even said to me, Paul, I don't know if they like me or not. You know what I mean? But I think as his actions, he let his actions speak for himself. And as the months get on, you can hear more and more the crowd getting behind him. I think Griffin gets the victory here tonight. I think this is the first of many, and this is the stepping stone for Griffin.
Yeah, we're not rocking the boat much tonight. We all pretty much in agreement on a whole heck of a lot of these things. So real quick, I like to hop in the comments every once in a while, and PPW superfan Harley Brandmeier wants to know about Rembrandt, wants to know what's Rembrandt's doing. So, Tom Mitchell, you're the guy in the breaking news department. I think an apropos place to go right at this moment. Why don't you tell our good friend Harley, and why don't you tell Rembrandt himself what's going on this month?
Oh, this month? I guess I am the one breaking news. We're going to have a House of Rembrandt rules match that was supposed to happen last month. It is taking place here at Never Back Down. Now, to this day, I still have no idea what a House of Rembrandt rules match is, but there's only one way to find out. That's going to ppwwrestling.com/shop and getting those tickets. Paul, do you know anything about the House of Rembrandt rules?
I'll tell you what, it's a house I'm not going to. I can tell you that right now.
I can only imagine the creepy things and the strange things that are on the walls.
Listen, him and I have had a war of words. You saw what happened last show. He told me I had 2 options. I told him he had 3 options. And you saw when I got down to 1 option what it was, what I told. So him and I are not on good terms, Rembrandt and I, and I won't be standing back by the door on Saturday night. I'll be at the commentary table. So it is what it is.
What do you have to say to you never really, you addressed this, but you never really addressed the PPW Nation in regards to what's been up with you and Rembrandt. I've been with PPW. This month will be 1 year, and nobody's ever come close to physically assaulting you. You're just universally loved around the world of PPW. But Rembrandt assaulted you. Rembrandt grabbed you by the tie. Rembrandt embarrassed you in front of everybody at PPW Nation. You told him what it was like. But here's your chance. This is the floor. The pre-show's the place. Give us a short response directly to Rembrandt and directly to the PPW Nation. What was that like?
Do you have the blockout screen here ready? Because I'm ready with the 3. You ready?
No, we're uncensored right now. There's no rules here.
Rembrandt got a bad attitude, and hopefully this Saturday, I'm picking Chris Slade to shut his mouth once and for all. I feel bad for him because I do like Cosmic, but I don't like him at all.
Hey, short, sweet, to the point. When you're not liked by Paul Bowe, that means you've done something, because you're a very friendly guy. There's a lot of people you get along with in this world, and it takes an awful lot to be on that list, the list of Bowe. It's not very long, but Rembrandt is on it.
You're on it.
You're on it. I thought I had the top spot, so I better never lose that.
Oh. At least Russ isn't on it.
Whoa. We'll have to get
Russ is not on it.
No?
No, I like Russ.
Wow. What about Johnny Ringside?
Johnny Ringside.
Is he 1B on your list?
Who?
Is he on the list
Ringside.
too? Yeah.
Johnny Ringside's not on the list.
Well, damn, I guess I'm special. I'm the only one. Yeah. That's the list. I'll tell you what, that's the A list.
I don't know if that's the list I want to be on. I don't think that's the list I want to be on.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so you and Rembrandt can occupy that list, man, but
so we'll put it this way, neither of us, I'm not taking him out for, we're not going to be having a barbecue together anytime soon.
Well, there you had it. So we got Paul's prediction, Chris Slade, obviously for reasons that he's mentioned before. But I got to go with Rembrandt, guys. I don't know what a Rembrandt's rules match is. I don't know what the House of Rembrandt is. That's like you guys said, a place where you couldn't pay me to go. Very strange, creepy things take place in there, I've heard. But that's going to be too much for Chris Slade, and he still doesn't know where Shiva is. We haven't figured that out yet. That's still on his mind, man. Rembrandt's weaved a web that is going to equal championship gold. You can only play, as a man, you can only deal with so many mind games, and Rembrandt has a good 3 to 4 going right at the same time here with Chris Slade.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that just the whole Shiva thing is just psyching Chris Slade out. Like, he has a championship to defend, and his mind is not in the championship defending state in the slightest. I would say championship material, but that's a different story. There's also another key factor in this match I want to point out, and that's Cosmic. Paul, you touched upon it briefly, but I do think Cosmic and whatever this House of Rembrandt rules match is, I think she's going to play a huge factor in the outcome, because she is beyond loyal to Rembrandt, will do anything to make sure that he maintains championships, or in this case, regains the No Limits championship. So keep an eye on Cosmic and see what tricks she has up her sleeve come this Saturday night.
Yeah, and hopefully we find out where Shiva is.
Yes, absolutely. Last we saw, she was getting kidnapped by Rembrandt and Cosmic, and no idea where they were to this day.
Anybody ask Schindler?
Schindler?
Does he know where Shiva is?
Well.
Maybe.
We'll talk about him later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I doubt it. I'll be gone by that point. My computer will be dead.
No, you're staying the whole time. You can't get out of this. And you want
to listen to Harley Bradmeyer sticking up for Rembrandt.
I was about to say, you've broken this poor girl's heart, Paul. I mean, we know you're known as a heartbreaker. Come on, but that's Harley. What are you doing?
She loves Rembrandt. Why?
I could see why.
Why?
Rembrandt seems like a likable guy when he's not out of his mind.
He's about as likable. Yeah, he's about as sincere as a get well card from an Undertaker. I've said that before during the match.
The king of the one-liners here at PPW, Paul Bull for sure. Tom Mitchell, did you give an official prediction? I didn't catch that. Yeah, I know you did.
I did. Rembrandt. Yes, indeed.
All right. So we're on the same page a lot tonight. That's a good thing.
I love it, man. I personally love it. Let's see if we're on the same page still here with Tarzan Duran against Brando Lee as our next matchup. Tarzan picked up a huge victory last month over Miles Hawkins, the debuting Miles Hawkins, and Brando Lee making his debut last month, unsuccessful in tag team action, but highly impressive, earned another opportunity. And this is just about two very exciting athletes. And really, it could go either way. Paul, you want to talk a little bit more about this contest?
Yeah, I mean, very impressive debut for Brando Lee. Tarzan Duran, I mean, he's been here a while now, and we can see what he can do. He, no pun intended, he can hang with the big boys. And, him and Miles went at it, that was a real physical match. A lot of chops, a lot of ups and downs, and it could have went either way. But in the end, Tarzan had his hand held high. And, we talked about Miles Hawkins. I mean, he was an All-American in college. We talked about him. He's a great athlete. But now he moves his sights towards Brando Lee, another high flyer. So this match is going to be – this might be a sleeper on the card. This might turn some heads. I'm going with Tarzan and his little manager, C.R. O'Malley, by his side there.
Well, did you
to
see
get the victory?
I mean, did you see what C.R. O'Malley had to say after Super Show? I mean, C.R. O'Malley, he was very frustrated, and C.R. O'Malley's been looking to get some respect, and the way you just talked to him, and you might make him mad. He might hit you with he might hit you. He might send Tarzan after. What would you do?
In my kneecap or what?
Yeah.
What, in my kneecap?
Yeah. Yeah, and then what would you do? You'd go down like a sack of bricks, and you don't want to see that. So,
I got one bad knee. I still got one good one.
And C.R. O'Malley is a manager.
Oh,
C.R. O'Malley's a mind.
You tell that little leprechaun.
He knows what knee's bad, so you just got to be careful, dude. I'm just telling you, just be careful. That's all.
Yeah, don't go after PPW softball superstars knees again, man.
Yeah, that's right, Mitch. You know, buddy. 4-0, baby. We won the title.
You guys are lucky.
Absolutely we did.
You guys are lucky I wasn't around for softball season because I wouldn't have
Oh
played.
my God!
I couldn't hit a beach ball with a baseball bat. I'm telling you right now.
Are you lefty the way you're sitting? Are you lefty the way you're holding your hands?
Yes, I am. You didn't know I was left-handed?
So am I, Mitch.
The greatest minds. The greatest minds.
So am I, buddy. Tell him the power, Mitch. Tell him the power.
Oh, the sneaky power. All I
Thick.
need is beyond thick.
How many Ks?
Yeah.
I didn't K at all. Are you crazy?
No, Ks as in thick. How many Ks on the end of thick?
Oh, 3.
3. All right. The proverbial 3. Sounds good to me. This can be a good contest, but Tarzan Duran's been on a roll, boys. I think Tarzan Duran's going to continue that. He took down Hawkins. Let's see if he takes down Lee, and if he does, just where's Tarzan Duran's future lie? Is he a contender for the TV championship at that point? Could he be considered for a No Limits championship? That's what you do. Once you start racking up the victories and start showing that you've got those capabilities, things change for you overnight. And C.R. O'Malley needs that too. So I look at Tarzan Duran to win this contest and continue to impress.
Hey, Sean, O'Malley's in a great position. O'Malley managed Brando Lee and Mantis last month too, so he can't lose in this match.
Oh, always a winner. What does he do? Where do his allegiances lie?
Whoever wins, I guess.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I guess that's another one of those intriguing storylines that you can only see the shocking conclusion to if you get your tickets. And you know where to do that, folks. That's ppwwrestling.com/shop. Go there now. Paul said there's 6 front rows left. That's not very many. And I heard 2 sold during the show. Not sure if they were front or not. But with that being said, you don't want to show up to Broadheadsville, get out of the car, walk up to the door, and be told, hey, we're out of seats. That would be the worst, wouldn't it? The only way to make sure that doesn't happen is to go there now and get those tickets, right?
Absolutely. And now, speaking of which, here's another match you're not going to want to miss. We have Tasha Steelz, the new PPW Women's Champion and Impact Knockouts Champion, giving Danny Moe her rematch for the PPW Women's Championship. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that it was a bit of an upset to see Tasha Steelz walk out of Broadheadsville last month for the PPW Women's Championship, and Danny Moe was irate. She could not believe it. She thought that she had that championship unlocked for a very long time, but Tasha Steelz, the Baricua badass, coming in there, stealing the championship, strung around Impact with it, and now she's back.
Yeah, and yeah, you know what, you said an upset, man. That was a straight up shocker, and I don't know if you were in the back or whatever when this happened, Tom Mitchell, but Paul Bowe, I knew you were there, and I know that you weren't sure yourself. There was a delay on that call, and you felt all of the air literally leave the Signature Training Academy right when that bell sounded, right when we knew that there was a new PPW Women's Champion. That was a shocker. Not a single soul expected that. So,
no, I mean, it definitely will have to go down as an upset on paper. I mean, you know, anytime a hometown champion is dethroned, it's definitely going to be an upset. But I mean, Tasha Steele is the real deal, no pun intended. I mean, she Tasha 2 belts, you could call her whatever you want, and you know, she struts around that ring and she really lays it in. And in that match last month, I mean, you know, the thing with Danny Moe, and she, you know, she said this in the back. I think she was talking to Mitch in an interview. She don't even have to get pinned to lose her title, you know, and that's the thing. But now this month it's 1-on-1. It's her and Tasha, and we'll see if she can get her title back.
That's her number one priority. You know, she was not herself backstage afterwards, and how could you blame her? Yeah, being in a situation where you don't even have to be pinned to lose your championship is something that could really get into your head and mess with your psyche. And you could see that Danny Moe was having a hard time in that contest, and Tasha Steele, being the level of athlete that she is, knows how to close in situations like that. And as a result, the whole world was shocked. We have a new PPW Women's Champion. Tasha Steele is also the Impact Women's Knockouts Champion. That's a tall mountain for Danny Moe to climb, but if anybody can climb it, it's Danny Moe. She is the heart and soul of the women's division here in PPW, maybe the biggest fan favorite we've got, and she knows that, and she's not happy with the way things went last month at all, as we mentioned, and that's I think spells trouble for Tasha Steele. Danny Moe's going to come in, and she's been training extremely hard, sometimes 7 days a week leading up to this. There is nothing she wants more than to bring her PPW Women's Championship home where she says it belongs.
No doubt. We usually see Danny Moe as this bubbly, upbeat competitor, and you just saw how deflated she was, just how disappointed she was when she got backstage following the contest. I think Danny Moe comes in with a newfound intensity. Attitude's not the right word, where she's really just going to just be on her A game. All of a sudden, she's the hunter and not the hunted for the first time in a long while, it feels like. And I hope Tasha Steele is ready, because I know for a fact, as you said, Danny Moe's been training extremely hard, and Danny Moe's going to be on her A game. Tasha Steele better not expect just the same result as last month.
No, she's going to have to earn it. Paul Bowe, who's your pick?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to compare this to a game of basketball. The most important minutes are the first couple minutes of the game and the last couple minutes of the game, and before a half and the final. So the longer this match goes, the more it favors Tasha Steele. Danny's going to come out like a house on fire. If the match goes 4 or 5 minutes, I think Danny's going to win. But the longer it goes, I think it favors Tasha Steele. I'm going with Danny retaining her title in a quick victory. Not saying it's going to be a beatdown or anything like that, but I'm going to say she's going to come out and really, really overtake Tasha and grab that belt and bring it back to her, because she wants that belt. She calls this place home for a reason. And like I said, when you have momentum on your side and you have that adrenaline pumping, anything can happen, especially in a PPW ring.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You've seen that time after time after time. Memorable things happen. The unannounced return of Facade when he took on Richard Holiday at Super Show, man. You never know what to expect. And this Saturday is going to be no exception to that rule for sure. You really can't predict what's going to happen in this one. I'm going with Danny Moe, too. I think that Danny Moe's time as the queen of the PPW women's division is just getting started, and I think she's going to take her championship back and just pick up right where she left off pretty much, and impress everybody, and really continue to light the PPW nation on fire right alongside the Neon Ninja Facade. That's my pick. Danny Moe's taking the belt. Tom Mitchell.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to agree with you guys here. I think it's going to be a neon night here at the Signature Training Academy. I had Facade winning earlier the PPW Heavyweight Championship, and now I'm going to choose Danny Moe to regain her PPW Women's Championship. I just think that Danny, well, she didn't even get pinned last month, so she has that going for her. And I think that she's just coming with just so much intensity, so much focus, just so amped up. Paul, you put it perfectly. She's going to come out like a house on fire for the first 4 or 5 minutes. So I don't expect this to be a long match, like pretty much exactly what you said, Paul. I don't expect it to be a long match, but I don't expect it to be dominant. I just expect Danny just to come out so hot, so quickly, and regain her gold.
Wow. All three of us are in agreement once again. And all three of us are also in agreement that Saturday night, the Signature Training Academy is undoubtedly the place to be.
No doubt about that. You know why else this is the place to be?
Why?
South Philly's finest will be in action. Yes, SPF, the 7-time PPW Tag Team Champions, going up against Miami Mike Walker and Vinny Tallada. Now, you look at Miami and Vinny, two very, very impressive young men, both in great shape. I know Mike with a football background, a collegiate football background. Vinny is just an exceptional athlete, but they're going up against the bread and butter of tag team wrestling here in PPW and South Philly's finest. Paul, what can you tell us about Vinny Tallada and Mike Walker?
Well, Vinny's been here before. We had him, I believe, in the Rumble he was in, and we've used him and we've worked with him before. We've seen him in past promotions that we both, Mitch, you and I have worked in, and you're not going to find anybody tougher than Vinny Tallada. He's a big kid. He doesn't look that big. You see the banner there. I mean, he's put together, but he's pretty tall, too. He's got the total package. We said Mike Walker, the football background, 2-time National Junior College champion. He is really getting better and better. It's almost like they say, like a fine wine. The more and more I see him, a young kid, only I think 25 years old or so. Maybe I'm a little bit wrong on his age, but this match was just put together today and finalized. South Philly's finest is PPW's tag team division. They've been here since the beginning, and they've seen everybody thrown up against them. And South Philly's not happy. They don't have their belts. You know, last month, Jimmy teamed with Leo Sparrow. It didn't go their way. Again, championship material retained. And I think championship material is in everyone's head here in this tag team division. And I think South Philly has to put their best foot forward to start climbing up that ladder. It's lonely at the top. When you're at the top of the mountain, everyone takes a shot at you, no matter what you're doing. If you're at the top, somebody wants to knock you off there. It's hard to get to that top. But when you get knocked off and you go back down to the bottom, you got to climb that ladder, whether it's corporate, whether it's wrestling, whether it's life, rung by rung to get back to the top. South Philly, I think, takes that first step Saturday night back to possibly getting a shot at an 8th time for PPW Gold.
There you go. That's you said everything there has to be said about South Philly's finest. They are the tag team in PPW. There is no doubt about that. Championship material is in everybody's head. That's a fact. And that's something that's going to be weighing heavy on the minds of Luca Brazzi and Jimmy Conway. And, you know, want to send some love to Luca Brazzi. He recently lost his father. And, we want to send condolences and make sure we share all the love to one of the best members of the PPW family. And everybody's with you on this 100%. But South Philly's finest has to get back. They're reeling at this point. You know, you hate to lose the championship. And with guys like championship material in the back of your head, it's hard to go about your everyday business. It's hard to be as effective as you're used to being. And, it's going to be interesting to see because we haven't seen Conway and Brazzi together since this took place. It's going to be really interesting to see, how they are and if they're, able to pull it together and if they're able to be that dominant force they've been for many years. Tom Mitchell, what do they have to do to make sure that they can achieve that level of greatness?
I think they got to take it one match at a time. You can't overlook Mike Walker and Vinny Tallada, two very impressive young athletes. But I know South Philly's finest. They've been at the top very recently, 7 times to be exact, and they just got to battle their way back up. Like Paul said, anything in life, you just got to climb it rung by rung to get back to the top of the ladder. And it's going to start with Vinny Tallada and Mike Walker. They cannot overlook these two young men. I'm telling you, these are two highly impressive individuals who I do see going very far in professional wrestling.
Yeah, a couple of studs for sure. I'm picking SPF. I don't care that they've got championship material in the back of their heads. They also have other things in the back of their head, too, and that's knowing that they are the team in PPW, as we've all mentioned in this segment here. I think that is all.
And Sean, Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sending it to you. What do you guys say?
Well, I mean, I gave him my pick or in my earlier diatribe there, but let me tell you something about the PPW tag team division. It's not going to get much easier for anyone involved. Championship material now has a bullseye on their back. You got South Philly. Primal Fear was gone for 2 months. They're back in July. They're here for the rest of the year. Also coming in, we have Dustin Waller and Krylon King, who you've seen the Miracle Generation. They're coming in starting in July, and they'll be here for the rest of the year. We've seen Dustin Waller a few times. We've seen Krylon King on our return show. They worked a dark match and a three-way match. So you talk about two fantastic athletes coming in. You got championship material. You got South Philly's finest. You got Mike Walker, and we saw him team with Zakar Shaw. There's some really, really good tag teams and some tag team action for the second half of the year that is really going to be top-notch here in PPW. And don't forget, some of those other tag teams that we've had in the past, don't ever rule them out about coming back to PPW, because you never know. No, when that door is halfway open, somebody could walk in anytime, any place, anytime.
Absolutely. And that's been proven time and time again. That was pretty big breaking news without any kind of fanfare. Miracle Generation is coming to PPW in July. They are the fastest rising team in the country, hands down right now. And I watched them have a banger of a contest with
Shout out
chocolate.
to Mitch, Chuck France listening on here.
Hey.
All right, there we go.
Shout out to your dad.
Papa Mitchell in the house. Is he going to be in attendance to watch Mitchell's Minute?
He will not be in attendance, but he will be catching a replay on Fight. It's a bit of a drive from.
Good save, Mitch.
Got to make sure you get that in there for sure. And speaking of Fight TV, as you saw...
Don't worry, Chuck. Mitch will pay.
We'll both make sure of it. No doubt about it. But speaking of Fight TV, remember, Everything or Nothing is going to be available real soon. You saw the highlights before the show today. That's going to be the hot ticket when it comes to Fight TV pay-per-view, and that should be in about a week or so. Stay tuned for a date. We're going to let you know as soon as we know. And, man, that is going to be awesome. But in the meantime, if you need to remember or kind of refresh yourself on PPW's past history, or since we've been back, that is, going all the way back to PPW 7, head over to Fight TV right now. And if you're a member of Fight Plus, a number of old PPW shows are available right now for just $4.99 per month with your Fight Plus membership. You don't even have to pay full price, or if you'd like, for just $9.99, you order a PPW show. The cool thing about that is you own it from that day forward. So if you want to go back and watch Bro Keller's glorious championship reign, you can do that on demand whenever you choose to do so by heading right over to Fight.tv. That's the place to be.
Hey, we encourage everybody to pay full price.
Full price is where it's at for sure. But after the fact, I mean, it doesn't come to Fight Plus till months afterwards. So you'll be waiting until Paul Bowe's hair turns even grayer.
It is getting gray on the sides. That's why I'm wearing a hat here.
I got a ton of gray in my beard. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. I'm getting old.
Mitch, I think we got one more match, right?
What do we got?
We do indeed. We have a card subject to change. Alec Odin making his PPW debut. The hulking Alec Odin going against not Bison, but how about Timothy Theory? A little late time substitution. Bison unable to make it due to travel issues. So since Timothy Theory, man, Joe Davis getting Tim a very, very big spot here.
Guys, someone tell me about Alec Odin. Who is this guy? What is this guy all about? He just looks scary.
I'll tell you what, he's a monster. He has that physique that, I mean, kind of like yours, Sean, that you dream about, but he has the old school mentality in a new physique. Like I said, that's what he kind of models himself out of. He works a little like an old timer, but don't let that fool you. He's very, very athletic. He is, as you can see in the graphic. I don't know if you have it up on the screen here.
It's actually up right now. Look at those trapezius muscles.
Yeah, looks like you, Sean. I thought it was you for a second.
Hey, listen, let's just take a look. No, let's be honest. That's not the case. That's not the case. Look at perfection
when you
and
look
then
up
come to
wrestler
this.
in the dictionary, there's a picture of Alec Odin. He looks, you know who he looks like a little bit? Tommy Swaden, the wrestler. He really does. He looks like Tommy Swaden, the wrestler. Tommy Rotten. He looks great. But I tell you what, listen, the wild card in this one, I know I'm not allowed to say his name, Joseph B. Davis III. Watch him in this one. Timothy Theory is going to pick his spots. And I talked to Tim Theory before when we were ready to announce this match. I told him we were announcing it tonight. He's ready. He thinks this is a challenge, and he does not think he's an underdog, and he thinks he's coming out with a victory. You know, Joe's by his side. He'll have Fox at ringside. And I'll tell you what, I mean, it could go anywhere. A debut, you're supposed to come out with a big splash. Let's hope Odin doesn't make a splash the other way, and Sins gets a victory.
It's a real possibility. You said some good things about Tim Theory, and that's another guy that you got to think about as being here since the return. Every single show, Tim Theory's been a fixture, and we saw him kind of grow a lot. You know, early he struggled. He had a hard time finding his place, where he fit in, where he belonged. But ever since he's joined up with Joseph B. Davis III, who shall not be named at any point further in this show, but since he's joined up with...
That's like the land of misfit toys.
Right, but it's worked for Tim Theory. Tim Theory's been impressive in the ring recent months. We're seeing a lot of high-flying stuff you don't typically see out of a guy Theory's size. And in addition, you know, he's learning a lot of... He's got educated feet now. That's not something we saw 3 to 4 months ago. Tim Theory's coming up, and... one thing Alec Odin has got to make sure he doesn't do is sell this guy short. He's a beast. He's a monster. He can be all of those things. A heart and having a guy like Davis on the outside is also another thing that needs to be contested. So Tim Theory's looking real good in this contest.
Yeah, Sean, I have to agree with you there. I'm very high on Tim Theory. I know Tim works extremely hard at the Battlefield Pro Wrestling Training Center under the tutelage of AFA. He's one of the center's prize students. So I know the work he's been putting in. I mean, Alec Odin clearly looks the part. But we got to see if he's able to wrestle the part. We know he's highly athletic. We know he's powerful. You can just tell from his picture that he's very much in shape. But don't count Timothy Theory. It wouldn't be an upset if Timothy won, in my opinion.
No, I would consider it almost an upset if he didn't, based on Alec Odin not knowing much about Tim Theory. And
remember, both men only have 3 days to prepare for this match. This benefits Theory 100%. Odin doesn't really know the history of Sins, so he kind of is not going to know what he's getting into there. He's going to use his size and his power to, you know, obviously against Theory, but he has no idea what else he's up against. 3 days to prepare. It definitely favors Theory.
Yeah, in every way. It's tough to not know what to expect with it from a guy like Joseph B. Davis III, and that's somebody you really have to be aware of.
Davis III.
I keep saying he can't be mentioned, but there keeps being a reason for mentioning him, and that's just outrageous, man. Somebody's got to put a stop to this.
Just don't bring up Cardin, whatever you do. Don't bring up Cardin.
Jeff the Ref gets the loudest cheers in the building every month, and he's possibly the most popular person in PPW.
I guess Bro Keller just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, we all got love for the PPW World Heavyweight Champion, that's for sure. But so, do we have a full agreement on this one again? Is Tim Theory the one?
Oh, no, I'm going with Odin. I'm going with Odin.
Well, all right. I was going to say yes, but I guess Paul's going with Odin. I'm going to go with Tim Theory. I really do like Tim here in this matchup. Like Paul mentioned, the 3 days preparation, I think this favors Theory so much. Theory's used to PPW Nation, even though they don't love Theory per se. He at least knows his way around them. He knows how to use Joe Davis to his advantage. Sorry for mentioning his name once again. But yeah, I think that Tim has a lot going for him in this match, and like I said, don't count an upset if Tim Theory does pick up the victory.
No, I wouldn't think it was an upset at all. And you know, something else we didn't mention, real quick before we send it home for the evening. We don't want to be drinking the milk from the forgetful cows, as Paul Bowe would say. Don't forget, folks, also in attendance at the meet and greet, courtesy of the great folks at KH Promotions, we're going to have The Godfather and Bob Orton Jr. And what an opportunity to meet some bona fide legends and actual WWE Hall of Famers. You can do that at the meet and greet this Saturday just before the madness gets underway at Never Back Down. Potentially the event of the summer here at PPW. The way to do it is to go to ppwwrestling.com/shop right now, not later, right now. Get your tickets, and we'll be there Saturday. And I'll tell you what, you just better be prepared for fun, because these events get better every single month. And if you haven't been to a PPW show, that's a sin. You're really selling yourself short. You know, do the right thing. Do the thing that's going to actually make you happy at the end of the day. Grab that ticket, come out, be with all of us on Saturday night, and have maybe the time of your life.
Hey, before we do send it home, Sean, I want to I'm gonna give a little bit of breaking news out here first, because we usually don't do it. I don't get to come on here with you guys. So our next event will be Saturday night, July 16th, and that'll be PPW's Home of the Brave. And John Martinsky just asked if the Godfather will have hose. Let's hope so, John. Let's hope so.
Someone had to ask. Someone had to ask.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate question. So our event will be Saturday, July 16th. Tickets will go on sale right after the event. As always, come see me over at the PPW table. But it's going to be a special night. We will have announcements starting next week for different names coming in and who's going to be on the card. But it's going to be a PPW monumentous night, as we are going to have a PPW Hall of Fame induction that night. And you talk about thick with 3 T's on the end. 3 K's on the end, excuse me. The legend himself, Dr. Frank, gets inducted into the PPW Hall of Fame.
I love that. Just initial reaction. I love that. I don't think there's a better person to choose for the first Hall of Fame inductee than Dr. Frank. This man just
we will have a PPW will have a formal announcement. We have a graphic made up. That's just some sneak peek information for you guys who are tuning in tonight to our little preview show here. But Dr. Frank will be inducted. Sean, your thoughts?
I'm so excited. Dr. Frank was one of the first people to give me a big old hug when I came to PPW. And it warms my heart to watch Dr. Frank at ringside every single month. Man, it's just special to watch how much he loves this crazy sport of professional wrestling. He loves it as much as I do. He loves it as much as the 3 of us do. And there could, like Tom said, there really couldn't be a better choice. He makes sure that all of our stars are well taken care of. You know that if something happens, you're going to be in good hands when Dr. Frank is backstage. Dr. He's helped so many of the greatest wrestlers to ever grace a squared circle, going back many, many, many decades. And what an honor for us to have the ability to induct a guy like Dr. Frank into our Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's going to be a great, and I know Dr. Frank's family has contacted us. They're all going to be there, and it's going to be a great night for PPW, a great night for Dr. Frank, great night for everybody involved. And, hey, get your tickets on Saturday night right after Never Back Down. You could get your tickets for Home of the Brave. And Joe Davis is tuning in watching right now. How about that? Should we even mention his name? Hopefully Dr. Frank has to help him Saturday night to the back with maybe a broken nose or something like that he gets from sticking his 2 cents in somewhere.
That is still that name that does not need to be mentioned. And we keep saying this, but it keeps getting mentioned, and that says a lot about how effective Joseph B. Davis III is at what he does. I can't stand the man, but I can't argue with his methods. This man knows how to get himself seen. Whether we want to see him or not, we're going to see him. And that's a horrible, horrible thing.
Yep. Hey, when do you think, when's Joe Davis's birthday? Does anybody know? Let's see if he chimes in here. I'd like to know.
I don't think Joe celebrates birthdays.
Yeah, well, he was hatched. I know he was hatched.
He celebrates birthdays by himself because I'm pretty sure no one else wants to celebrate with him.
Maybe like Fox and Tim and the rest of Sin's there.
Here's my thing. Whenever his birthday is, Sean, find out. And then myself, you, Mitch, we'll get Coach Nick because he's a big gambler. We'll get Ringside Johnny. Maybe we even get Russ. We'll all throw in a couple bucks and we'll buy him a mirror. Because then he could basically dress himself and actually match. Because obviously he doesn't have one in his house when you see the color combinations he wears.
I put a prime example of these color combinations up on the screen right now. This man has a turquoise shirt, a light pink tie, and a black vest. He has the fashion sense of Liberace with a blindfold on him.
Oh, my God. Look at that face. Just look at him.
Horrible, horrendous,
this is
barbaric.
Like, I'm going to rival that to the USA ad where it says, Uncle Sam, we want you. I mean, you should put that right next to it.
Yeah, if you want people to turn around, you put that on the door. I tell you what. Nobody's going to have a single solo Spaceman shirt this Saturday if that's on the door, because they'll just turn around.
Oh, we're giving them away. Talk about it. That's right. There's a giveaway, and I got a whole box. Mitch, you'll be right in the ring for that. I got a whole box of brand new solo Spaceman shirts for everybody in the crowd. We're going to throw them out. I got about 100 shirts, so we're going to be throwing them out to the crowd. And he gave me some bigger sizes. I think there's some larges in there. A lot of times they're only smalls and mediums, but gave me some. They're going to be free. We're going to toss them from the ring. Tom Mitchell will be in there cranking that arm. Maybe we'll get Sean in there, the lefty, to throw some out.
It would be embarrassing.
And we'll make Carden go in there and throw some, because God knows that he doesn't do anything else but stand in the way.
You got beef with Carden all of a sudden. Something. What happened there?
Well, let me tell you a little story real quick before we sign off. Last show, Tony was away, or Tony couldn't get there, so I'm working the door, and I'm working the concession, or working the meet and greet table with Bree and with Brooke and with the girl that Anthony Blackwell brought. 3 people helping us out great. So I turn around. There's Curtis right behind me. There's Carden right behind me. Somebody else was right behind me. It might have been Rembrandt. I don't know who it was. But no, actually, it wasn't Rembrandt. I don't know who else it was. Standing there, absolutely not lifting a finger. Just standing there in the way. And then I flipped out. And I just said to him, I said, listen, if you're not going to help me, get out of here. Thinking maybe they'll say, okay, what can I do? So Carden left. He just says, okay, bye. There you go. So he walked in the back. So he's useless. I told him that yesterday, too. I talked to him yesterday.
Wow, he stepped to Paul Bowe. Respect. Well, respect.
I got to work with him twice this weekend. I got him on Sunday, too, at another event.
Oh, my goodness. And you're going to be stuck with him at the table, too.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'll tell you what, if those fences don't get mended, they never will. So, Paul Bowe.
He's basically useless. And he also asked me yesterday if we're getting a table for Legends of Hamburg. And I said, yeah, we'll probably be down there to support those guys. They're good guys. And he goes, oh, can I come to your table? And I said, no.
Oh, wow.
He said, okay, I'll see you then.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. You are a character. One of the best. So
I'm telling you the truth. I'm not even lying.
So I
can't wait till he watches the replay of this.
He's gonna have some questions for you on Saturday, and I hope you got some answers. He's gonna disqualify your ass.
I got a lot of answers.
What are you gonna do when you get disqualified?
Let's talk about Sean, give another plug here. Let's get these tickets. Let's get the Bro Keller cards. Let's get the Danny Moe cards. Let's get those T-shirts pushed.
This is the thing. I was like, I've done all the plug in this show, and there's not a better salesman in the world than Paul Bowe. You do this. We want to hear your pitch.
This is your show. This is your show. You are the quarterback of this show. I am just a wide receiver. That's it. Mitch is at the running back position. I'm just out there to throw me the ball, and I'll run with it. That's it. But you are the man that controls the action. You're calling the audibles from your little chair there. You got a professional microphone. You got a backdrop. I'm out on my deck there with the animals.
You're living the life. That's what you're doing.
Drinking my brisk iced tea.
Not Twisted Tea.
Replaced with Long Island. Let's be honest.
All right, hey, listen, my computer's almost dead, so we got to go.
All right, so with that being said, folks, we've come to that time. The only thing left for you to do is to go to ppwwrestling.com/shop. There you'll find a plethora of the best stuff PPW has to offer, including our brand new T-shirt, which will be available this Saturday. The limited edition special sketch series with the Dirty Buffalo Bro Keller card. 1 of 50 available. Make sure you get them. Only 50 will ever be made. You can get your Series 2 trading cards. You can get all kinds of good stuff. But most importantly, grab yourself a ticket to this awesome show. Never back down. Doors open at 4:30. Action starts at 7. It's going to be an awesome night. The Godfather, Bob Orton Jr., Moose, all of your PPW favorites, Zachary Wentz. I could go on for hours, but I'm not going to do that. We want to see each and every one of you in the Signature Training Academy this Saturday. So get those tickets right now. And for Paul Bowe, for Tom Mitchell, and for PPW, I'm Big Sean Kramars. We're going to see you guys Saturday. Thanks for joining us tonight.